Hello children, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be doing the third part of the figures of speech, alliteration, assonance and consonance. Take a look at the following examples of alliteration and then we will find out what exactly alliteration means. Brad wore his blue and brown blazer. Hank held his head high. Larry loves lemonade and lollipops. 6 swans went swimming in the sea. Can you find something interesting in all these 4 sentences? Have you figured it out? Here are some more examples to help refine the definition of alliteration. Sue shook her silky silver hair as the sun was setting. You can see the example below. Elizabeth easily eyed an elephant in the elevator. This is not an alliteration. Can you figure it out what exactly alliteration means? Yes, you guessed it right. Alliteration is the repetition of beginning consonant sounds such as 6 silly swans went swimming in the sea. So we notice in this example the consonant sound s is repeated and therefore it is alliteration. It's important to know that not every word in the sentence has to begin with the same letter in order for it to be considered alliteration. In the above example, only 5 out of 8 words begin with an S. So it is not compulsory. We can have even 2. Alliteration is the repetition of the same sounds or of the same kinds of sounds at the beginning of words or in stressed syllables of an English language phrase. Now, why do we use alliteration in prose? Alliteration is fun to say and enjoyable to hear. Without knowing it, we probably use alliteration to call attention certain words. Many familiar phrases and expressions use alliteration. These include down in the dumps, hail and hearty, and turn the tables. Tongue twisters rely on alliteration. Rubber, baby, buggy, bumpers. Many sayings such as these use alliteration. He who laughs last laughs first. Time and tide wait for no man. When writers want to emphasize certain words, they may use alliteration. Notice the ideas that are emphasized by alliteration in these examples. The deep churned, something had happened down in the dim, foggy green depths. So you can see alliteration is mainly used to emphasize and also it is fun to say, enjoyable to hear, and we can have tongue twisters also in prose. Now, when do we use alliteration in poetry? Alliteration is one of the poet's most important sound techniques. It makes particular words stand out. What do we mean by the word stand out? Stand out means to look different. It also connects the words to be emphasized. Look for the repeated consonant sounds in this poem. Then up and spake an old sailor had sailed to the Spanish main. I pray thee put into yonder port, for I fear a hurricane. So we can see here the sound of S and P is repeated and therefore it is an alliteration to emphasize something. What are the rules for alliteration? It is important to be clear what counts as alliteration and what does not. There are several common misconceptions. So let's clear them up and add another few important facts also. Proper alliteration is not a repetition of letters. It is a repetition of sounds. This is a very important point, children. This is not a repetition of letters, but instead it is a repetition of sounds. For example, physics and fish alliterate because they begin with the same consonant sound f. even though the initial letters are different. So one has F, one has PH, but still they are alliterate with each other because they have the same consonant sound of F. Conversely, tin and thin do not alliterate because they begin with different consonant sounds even though they start with the same letter. Tin and thin, they start with the same letter T, but their sounds are different. One is T, one is Th, and therefore they are not alliterate to each other. Alliteration is not just repeating consonant sounds at the beginning of words. What matters is the strongest stressed syllable of a word. The only consonant which counts is the one that starts the syllable with strongest stress. So it is not compulsory at all that the repeated consonant sounds has to come at the beginning of the words. The only thing what matters it should be of the strongest stress. It can come anywhere. Now what is a consonance? Consonance is the repetition of consonant sounds often at the beginning of words. So alliteration is the consonant sound that can come anywhere in the word. Consonant is the repetition of the consonant sounds often at the beginning of words. Tongue twisters are the most obvious use of consonants, as in Peter Piper picked a peck. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. We find here the sound of P that is repeated at the beginning of each and every word, and therefore it is a consonant. Consonance. We will see the another example. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. The first line of this excerpt contains four repeated S sounds from the S in silken, sad, and the S in silken, sad, and rustling, and the soft C is in uncertain. Did you notice that the phrase silken, sad, uncertain sounds a lot like the sounds made by rustling curtains? In the second line, the repetition of the F sound in the words filled, fantastic, felt, and before is a similar to a cartoon character. Stuttering in FFF, fear. Both sets of repeated sounds add to the spooky vibe poo and is known for the consonance effect. Now, what is assonance? The repetition of vowel sounds within non-rhyming words. We saw alliteration as the repetition of consonant sound anywhere in the word. Consonance is the repetition of consonant sound in the beginning of the word. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds within non-rhyming words. See the example. Mellow wedding bells. You can see here the sound of air is repeated, that is a vowel. On a proud rounding cloud, the vowel sound of ow is repeated. Twice in the high night, the vowel sound I is repeated, and therefore it is an assonance. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds to create internal rhyming within phrase or sentences, and together with alliteration and consonance serves as one of the building blocks of verse. Assonance is a rhyme, the identity of which depends merely on the vowel sound. Now here we have the 7 Ages of Man by William Shakespeare, and the difference between alliteration, assonance and consonance is very well described in the form of a table. You can refer to this, children. Alliteration, turning again towards childish treble pipes for his shrunk shank. Assonance, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut. Consonance is into the lean and slippered pantaloon. After going through the definition, you can very well find out the difference why the first column is alliteration, why the second one is an assonance, and the third one is a consonance. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Do subscribe to my channel, like and share it, and keep on watching my channel for latest updates. Thank you. God bless you.